Hi, welcome to the next module where we will now go into buying your domain and then your hosting proper, right? Here it's not, I just wanted to follow me from the beginning till the end, right? So I'm going to show you how to buy your hosting and your domain. But before we go into that, what is a domain and what is hosting, right? Now, when you're going to host a website or when you want to have a website online, there are two resources you need, right? You need your domain and then you need your hosting, right? Now, the domain is like securing a name for your business, right? So it's just like, okay, let me give you this imagery. So imagine you want to build a house. The first thing you would do is to buy the land, right? And then you start building on the land, right? Now, the buying of the land can be likened to buying a domain name. Okay, the buying of the land can be likened to buying a domain name. But just because you hold a land does not mean you go there and you sleep there, right? Because the house is not prepared, right? So for you to now build the house and have all of the structures and features and foundation and everything that you want to do, right? To make it safe for living, right, you now need a hosting, right? The hosting is where you put all your content and everything that you will be doing, right? And that hosting is controlled by a platform called cPanel, right? So basically, those are the things you need even on your website, But because today I know that you might not want to. Uh, you don't want to use, so there's a platform called XAMPP that I would have showed you or shown you. I'm going to have that as a bonus to this particular module, such that you can know how to, with the XAMPP software, you can actually host your website offline without necessarily buying a domain or hosting. But before that, we're going to cover this model so we can go ahead with all the things that we want to do. All right. So the first thing you're going to do is there are a lot of hosting companies, there are a lot of domain name companies, but I use a platform called RelaHost. Right. The RelaHost has proven to be very good and has proven to be very resourceful. Okay, so they are the platform that we use. Okay, so I'm going to go on the website now and I will teach you what you need to do. Okay, so if you want to buy a domain name, of course, I'm teaching from Nigeria, right? So there are domain name companies or hosting companies that charge or charges you based on your currency, the currency you're using in your location or wherever you're watching or listening to me from. The one I use is RelaHost, like I said. There is GoDaddy, there is Google Host, there is QServer, but because RelaHost support, right, is very, 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 very good. I just focused on using them, and it's the reason why I'm asking you to also try and use them. If you want to use them, my affiliate link is at the bottom of this video. You can always get the video anytime and watch and do whatever you want to do anytime so you can learn, right? So that we are going to, so the first thing you want to do in buying a domain name is to know the name that you want to buy. So let's imagine we want to buy a domain name that says um, block web design, block web design, because you are on our platform, so I want to teach you that. So blog. So the first thing you would do is to punch it there. Mostly all the domain name and hosting companies in Nigeria, they have all of these features, right? So say blog web design, right? And then click the search icon, right? So it's going to bring out all the domain names that are available for you, right? So that you can be able to buy the kind of domain name that you want. So it's rolling now, it's rolling now. It's rolling now, it's rolling now. So let's see how that goes. Okay, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, so just give it a little bit. Okay, so we have that figured out. We have that figured out. So normally on the domain name platform, whichever one you want to use, it's going to tell you all of the domain extensions that are available. Now, you would ask me, what does a domain extension means? It simply means your domain name that you've typed is block web design. Extension is the kind of extension you want to have for that website. Now, I'll tell you the differences between all the domain extensions, right? So for a .org, it means it's an organization. So if you're building a website for an NGO, for instance, or a church, or maybe an Islamic organization, or a mosque, for instance, or anything that is NGO that doesn't earn money, right? You use the org. So it's going to be blockwebdesign.org, right? If you're going to do something for a company, something that, of course, you are earning money, it has to be .com. If you're going to do it for a network, it has to be .net. If you don't do it for something that is in Africa, in fact, it has to be .africa, right? And the prices varies based on the domain extension you're going to use. As you can see, the .com is 5,000 naira, and then the Africa is 12,500 naira. The store is 22,000, and on and on and on and on and on. It definitely depends on what you want to do, what you want to achieve. That should inform the kind of domain extension that you would buy. Okay, so I've been explained that the next thing you're not going to do is to add to cart. Just the same way you purchase, on Alibaba, Express, on Jumia, on Konga, on any of those platforms, right? Just the same way you purchase there is the same way you should purchase here. Okay, so that's what you're going to do at this point. But now, the domain name we want to buy, I'm not buying a domain name because I already have a domain name. I'm not buying hosting because I already have a large hosting capacity that I use for my clients, right? But I'm still going to teach you how to do that. Okay, so you're going to come here and then you add to cart, right? Now, so just add to cart. Once you add to cart, you have just added it, and the platform is going to, of course, see it as, oh, you want to check out. But then don't check out yet. The next thing you're now going to do is to go to um, look for where they have their you want to also buy the hosting, right? So the hosting I would recommend for you to buy really is just a hosting that can a very low hosting that can really really do the kind of things you want to do. Okay, so when you come to the hosting platform, just look for a simple hosting that you can buy. So for most hosting companies, they charge based on they charge monthly and they charge per year. They charge monthly and they charge per year. They charge monthly and they charge per year. So let that be in your mind. Whatever you want to buy anything or you want to get anything, let that be in your mind. Okay, so the next thing you're now going to do is you're going to pick the kind of hosting that you want. You would order it, right? So here you have Rela 111, per month is 1,015 naira, and then for 1 year is 10,500 naira. You can, of course, calculate that on Google with whatever currency you want to you spend or you use wherever you're watching from. Okay, so you can already see that on the platform they have 20% discount for every hosting that you buy. Okay, so you can apply that if you want, but that's not what we're doing here. So you're going to pick one, just order one. Once you order one, it's going to refer you to where you need to check out, right? And then from there you can begin to do whatever you want to do. Okay, so I'm trying to check out now. Let's give it a sec. Okay, so as you can see that it's already showing. So it's going to ask you, do you already have a domain name? So of course, you can see here that it automatically brought the domain name you wanted to buy, right? So you just come here and then you click use and then you check out. The moment you check out, your cPanel login is going to be sent to you. That cPanel is what we will now use when we want to move forward, right? So how to log into your cPanel, we're going to do that in the next model. But as simple as this is how you buy a domain and your hosting. And like I said I was going to add a bonus to this class where you can host your website offline, even if you cannot buy a domain name, with a tool that I described or a software that I described called XAMPP. With the XAMPP, you can buy anything. You can design any kind of website offline, especially WordPress website offline without necessarily right having any issues or issues at all. So we're done with this. Let's go to the next class. Thank you. See you in the next class.